Hi Virgo, welcome to your December tarot reading. So for this month, obviously we're going into Sagittarius season, or we're already here in Sagittarius season. So there's going to be a lot of new things coming your way. There's going to be a lot of new adventures that you are going to be experiencing. New territory is how I like to, say. So yeah, your focus is Gemini. So I do feel as though you're going to be focusing on your environment quite a bit, like your surroundings. You could also be dealing with your siblings, schooling to a certain capacity or learning. And I feel like you're going to have a lot of Mercury energy for sure. So I feel like you're going to have a lot of observing that you're going to be doing, learning. So this is going to be interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and see for the 1st through the 10th, the first part of your December, what's happening for Virgo. All right, so we have 5 of Wands in reverse. So I actually feel like this is going to be a more peaceful time or a more quiet time. There was something that you were struggling for or fighting for, and that's no longer happening. Like you decided that you're not fighting anymore. You're not doing this anymore. Whatever that is or whatever this is, you're not doing it anymore. All right, so that's the energy of the beginning of your December. We have the Ace of Wands here. I definitely feel like you're embarking on something new, like you're starting a new way of being, I feel, or acting. Your actions are showing that you're letting go of something that you are just done with, and you're starting something completely new, okay? So you're starting a whole new, path or way of doing something, maybe a project, okay? This is something, that I feel like whatever you're starting, I don't feel like you have planned for this. I feel like this is something, like I said, new, but I feel like it's something you didn't really prepare for or see coming in your future. It's kind of like you went a whole new direction, and whatever you were working on in the past, it did not work out. And so you're moving on because of that. Like, it did not work. You tried, you planted the seeds, you spent time into it, you invested into it, and it just didn't, work out. So now you're onto something completely new that I feel has nothing to do with anything you've ever done before. All right. We also have the Lovers here in reverse. So I definitely feel like if this is a relationship matter, you ended things and you're on a new journey because you planned for this relationship to work. You planned for it to go the way that, you wanted it to go. I think you planned to have children or, at least do things together, like maybe buy a house or something like that. And it just didn't work out. And so now you're like, you know what? Not fuck love, but, forget that relationship. So it definitely seems like if this is an on and off relationship, you're in the off stage. But I feel like with the Ace of Wands energy and the 3 of Wands in reverse, it's telling me like you're done trying to make it work with that off and on person. Like now you're just like, I'm going in a whole new direction. I feel like you're the person, Virgo, who has not been single for a very long time. And it hasn't even been in your mind for a while. But at this point, you definitely are making new moves, okay? So let's go ahead and see what this is involved with. So you're starting something completely new with the 9 of Swords. You're starting something new because whatever you were trying to grow, like keyword is grow, you took a lot of time doing that. And every time you tried, you got a little bit further into it. There was something that someone said or something that they thought or something the way that whoever this is, they did something to tear it down or to just not let it work. And so with all of that happening, you're like, you know what? Let me do something I haven't tried to do. So instead of just, staying under the regime of whatever this person is, you're deciding to have a whole new thought process and end the way that you had been dealing with it and go a whole new direction. A whole new direction. So I wanted to know what didn't work out. So whatever it is that you had put a lot of effort into, whatever it is that had you really sad. I feel like it's something definitely emotional. It could even be a relationship with her mom. But I feel as though like you really tried to make something work. And it kept you really, really sad. Like you may have even been depressed about it at certain points. It took the life out of you. And it just had you feeling very like you couldn't do anything, like stifled. So that's what didn't work out, because I wanted to know what that was with this 3 of Wands energy. like that you waited to see grow and it never happened the way it was supposed to. So the new thing that you're going towards, we have the Four of Swords. So this new thing that you're doing, remember I was saying I don't think you put much time into planning it, or it's not something you've ever really done before. But it's something that you feel, it makes you happy. Like, I feel like this is something that you do for fun. I definitely feel like it involves other people, or it involves communicating with other people. But at this time, you haven't really gotten it off the ground. It's just like an idea came to you. And you're like, yeah, let me try to do that. Like, I want to do that. So whatever that is, like, it's really vague. Like, this reading, I feel like you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I guess because it's so specific for everyone that is going through this, it's kind of hard to just pinpoint exactly what everything is. But it definitely is something that brings you joy, and something that you want to, like, you want to share with others or something like that. Okay. So this Lover's energy, I know this is definitely saying like it's an ending or whatever, but let's see what caused it. Okay, so there was a fallout here. I feel like there was a disagreement with family and emotions. Yeah, Six of Swords, you just had to go, or this person had to leave. Like, you were getting signs. I feel like people were telling you. I feel like the way that they spoke to you, you were like, I can't do this anymore. I have to go. Like, I have to do this for me, for my sanity. I have to leave. All right, so I definitely feel like a lot of energy within this relationship with you two. I feel like there was a lot of like verbal abuse or just verbal manipulation. Okay, so who are you dealing with? Okay, you could have been dealing with a Capricorn, okay? So definitely, you know, somebody who may be, you know, manipulative to get what they want out of you, or once they see that this works and they, you know, pull on that string or whatever, and it makes you kind of be like a puppet. They could be a Capricorn sun, a Capricorn rising, and I'm also feeling a Capricorn 7th house. So you're showing up as Mother of Air. So I definitely feel like you're on this new way of thinking. I feel like with this energy, you're creating new ways to logically do things. So in other words, you're being creative. You're finding what you want to do, and you're figuring out, okay, if I want to do this, or if I want to have this lifestyle, what strategic moves do I need to make in order to make that happen? You're just kind of in your head at this point too. And this other person is showing up as Ace of Water. I feel like they are trying to heal themselves from the situation that has transpired between the two of you. I also feel like they're being, you know, emotional, maybe even trying to be codependent if you're still in contact with them. But at the end of the day, I feel like they want to connect. They feel, I think, lonely, to be honest. Okay, so that's what's happening in the beginning. Let's go ahead and move on to the middle of your December.